Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Rick. Get a video today from Financial Coffee Channel. Women are suffering in this economy. They're doing bad all by themselves. Please extra them below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that Showtime.
I know I'm not the only one struggling in this economy.
I honestly never imagined that I would just be at this point in my life where I'm about to be freaking homeless and I have no idea what I'm going to do. And the most terrifying part is, like, even me working 2 jobs right now, it's still not enough. And I kept telling them, like, I feel so weird and I feel disgusting and gross and I feel like a failure.
I am so tired of living my life in survival mode because despite having 2 college degrees and making close to $80,000 a year, I still cannot keep up with the cost of living.
No, you can't keep up the cost of your lifestyle. The cost of living at $80K, you should be able to live quite comfortably.
I still cannot afford all of my bills every month and have to live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. At the very least, I should be able to pay my bills.
Sounds like you have a spending problem.
Something has to give. I cannot keep doing this.
How are y'all making it? No, literally, how are y'all making it? I might get my lashes done, but my friends do my hair. I don't get my nails done. Like, I'm really not that high maintenance. We try to live within our means. We truly do. It's like no matter how much you don't go out to eat, no matter how much you don't spend money, you're still gonna be broke. Why? Because that is the world that we live in.
People are having to take out loans to get groceries. People are losing their homes. And then there's those that do nothing and get everything.
Okay, that I do agree with. The people that do nothing that kind of get everything. Yeah, especially in California, the welfare state here gives a lot.
I couldn't pay my rent. Like, we got a 30-day notice on our door several times. We were on the verge of getting evicted. Like, it was either we pay our bills and, like, don't eat, or we pay for groceries but get evicted. So I don't come from a rich background. I've literally been working ever since I was like 15, 16. And like the first time I got my first job, I actually got 3 jobs at once. I worked so much every single day that I got tops 4 hours of sleep, and I lost so much weight to the point where it was
Did you get any all back?
so unhealthy that I needed to quit one of my jobs.
I'm currently having a legitimate panic attack to where I feel like I'm gonna break down any second. So if you don't know, I'm a teacher, and I just feel like a lot of us in our 20s can relate on the fact that we can't afford life, and it hits me in spurts on like, oh God, I'm struggling, and it's so hard. And it's so hard to put into words because yes, like I guess I can afford rent and all that stuff, but I have to literally hustle every single day and do like multiple jobs and multiple things just to be able to buy groceries. But I'm a teacher, and it really weighs on my mental health because then I'm so busy, and I never...
This one I do feel bad for, actually. Teachers should be getting paid more, in my honest opinion. But it's also, live within your means. My family was not wealthy when we were growing up. We barely spent any money. I didn't have the great toys that most kids have. I went to work every day. You had to scave by with very little, and people were able to do it before. It's just that millennials and younger people now just don't know how. Their lifestyle, the things they want to buy, they're gonna buy it. They're not gonna wait on it. They're not gonna save money towards it. They're just gonna buy it right away and then fuck the bills.
never get a free moment to myself, and I'm literally freaking out in my car right now, and I feel like I can't catch a break with like finances, and it's like literally weighing on me so heavy right now that I want to like throw up. I have to go grocery shopping right now, and like I can't even afford like the chicken I'm gonna buy, and like I'm gonna pay my credit card, and it's too much, and I don't buy any.
There you go, credit card. See, it's not how much they make, guys. It's never been how much they make. It's how much they spend. This is why we do not or should not feel sorry for these people, because they done it. They made these decisions. Just like when I was a young kid, I made fucking stupid decisions. Nobody bailed me out. I just had to figure it out myself.
Anything for myself, really. And now I'm just really feeling heavy.
Okay, ladies, can y'all stop using the word literally? It's very annoying. Let's ban the word literally, because all you ladies are saying the word literally way too much. Anyway, what are they complaining about? Women wanted equality. They wanted to work just like men. Be careful what you wish for, ladies. You might just get it. Y'all asked for this and y'all fought for this. All you ladies wanted your independence and now you have it. So deal with it. And to be honest with you guys, women are full of contradictions. They are strong and independent until it's time to pay some bills, or when life hits them very hard. Most women cannot handle basic adult responsibilities. Responsibilities like having your apartment, paying your rent on time, or basically simply pay all your bills on time.
No, but can we talk about how frustrating it is being in your 20s and not having any financial support whatsoever?
Girl, back up from the camera. Woo!
I ended up being homeless, and then now I'm in an apartment, and I'm blessed. I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful. But like, I feel like the part of being homeless and then having somewhere to stay is like there's always a big fear in your heart that I'm gonna have to go back to being homeless one day. Like, it's just so scary and it's so overwhelming because it's like I have to do everything. Like, when it comes to rent, I have to pay my rent. When it comes to my car, I have to pay my car. When it comes to groceries, I have to pay it, and it's so hard because we're in a recession right now. Like, everything is so expensive, and it's just me. Like, my mom was the only one that had a room for me at her house. Like, I'm not even trying to complain. Like, I'm trying to figure this makeup out, but I'm not even trying to complain. I'm just saying, like, it's so overwhelming, and I know that other people can relate. Oh my God. But I know other people can relate. It's just like so overwhelming when you literally have to figure out everything. Like, this is literally why people are robbing banks and stealing and selling their body, and why people are in the streets having their own pharmaceutical industry, because it's so hard trying to be ethical, trying to do the right thing, and still trying to live. Like, I am losing it.
Okay guys, let me understand something. Why is she crying? What happened to being strong and independent? She said that she has to do everything by herself. She has to pay her own rent, her own car notes, and her own groceries. Basically, she's responsible to pay all her bills by herself. Yeah, no shit.
Right.
You mean like a normal and functioning adult is supposed to do? And she's crying and complaining about it. Who else is supposed to pay it for her?
And let me just say to anyone...
Again, it's women leaving the household, women leaving their parents. Why? Because they want to be strong and independent, do their own thing. And then you struggle, and then you go back. Whose fault is that? It's not your parents' fault. It's not the men in your lives' fault. You got to take some accountability, ladies.
Anyone that's not living in the United States and wants to come to the United States, don't. It's horrible. Everyone is suffering. Like, we are just on the verge of homelessness. Like, I am on the verge of homelessness. By the end of this month, I have to be moved out, and I don't even know where I'm gonna go. I'm about to be freaking homeless, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. They're ready to like have me moved out, and I'm like, I can't afford that. I'm a single mom. I work 2 jobs. I literally cannot afford that because, like I said, I'm a single mom. I do not get child support. I don't get any financial help from anything. The only thing that I do get...
See, this is where I call bullshit. You're a single mom. You're not making that much money. You're not getting any financial support from anywhere. Then you're failing yourself, because there's plenty of assistance for single mothers out there. Plenty of money for your children. Plenty of money for you. Why are you not applying and going after it?
It is literally food stamps. That's all I get.
So you do get something. Food stamps. What else do you expect the government to give you? What? Like a home? Pay your bills?
As of right now, like, I have no idea where I'm gonna go. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I've already started packing. I'm gonna move everything in my storage, and then I don't know. I literally right now, as of right now, I do not have a plan. It's literally so hard, and it is so scary to think, like, am I going to be sleeping in my car by the end of this month? And I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, well, you have 2 baby daddies. Like, why won't they help you?
Girl, you don't get any child support, and you still have 2 baby daddies. It's your fucking fault. Take some accountability. You chose two horrible men that didn't take any accountability for their actions, and now you're left alone to handle all the accountability yourself.
Come on. They're not going to help me. Even getting into a Section 8 right now is hard because I don't live in Section 8. So getting into a Section 8 is like a year and a half, just waiting list. Not to get in, just a freaking waiting list. And if there's people that can help, then great. Even if it's $5, even if it's $10. If you can.
Broke, musty, crusties coming online, dry begging. They didn't even try begging. She said send money. Just straight begging for money because they made horrible financial decisions.
That would be wonderful. If not, it's okay. Even kind words will help me. If you guys do want to donate, you can. But like I said, it's absolutely not required.
But despite, having a really good job and living fairly frugally, like, I'm not the biggest spender. I don't buy new clothes all the time. I don't have
all the time. So you buy new clothes. Girl, I don't buy new clothes for years unless I need a new t-shirt because one of my t-shirts ripped. Do you do that?
I have a ton of credit card debt. My credit card debt is very reasonable. It's like groceries.
It shouldn't be any debt in your credit card. Why are you? This is the sadness of financial literacy in the United States. I have credit card debt. It's reasonable debt because I'm using it for groceries and stuff.
The occasional going out to eat. There are some like non-negotiables for me, like things that just make me happy. Like occasionally getting a Starbucks strawberry acai. Like, you get the picture. Like, I'm really not a big spender, but I can't seem to get out of this student debt, and I can't seem to rise above not having enough money. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Does anybody else have this?
No, you're spending too much money, girl. As much as you want to try to trick and gaslight us, saying that you don't spend a lot, I'm almost positive you still do.
Issue. What are we doing? How are we rising above?
If immigrants were able to come to this country, I'm not talking about the refugees or what the fuck's going on now, but if immigrants were able to come to this country and literally live off of $15,000, $20,000 with the whole family in like a 1-bedroom apartment, it's doable if you're making 60, 70K, guys. Come on. What's going on?
Okay, guys, can we finally come to an agreement? Women are not meant to go through life and facing adversities all alone.
Nope.
A very wise man once said, no society is built for single women. And here's the funny part. In the US and in most Western societies, meaning in Canada, the US, most European countries, and Australia, everything is set up to accommodate women. The government, the law, and most social programs are tailor-made for women. Nowadays, women have a lot more rights than men. And for the ladies that want to argue with me, tell me one single job that men can have, not can do, but can have, but that women are not allowed to have. Now, ladies, I don't want to talk about how it was over 50 years ago. We get that. I am talking about today, in today's world. Because in today's world and in today's society, women have a lot more rights than men. And yet, they are still struggling and they are still complaining. So what does that tell you about women? They are not built for this. They cannot handle basic and adult responsibilities. And of course, it's not all women, but it's most women.
It makes sense because they were made to be helpmates, right? They were made to be helping the men, not being a man and doing the things that the men do, but helping them, assisting them with when men did all the hard manual labor. It made sense.
This think piece is entitled, I'm tired of spending money. So you know how everybody used to say, like, leave your house, spend $100? No, not anymore. Now it's leave your house, spend $200. You go outside, you gotta eat food, you gotta get gas, plus whatever else you're spending. You try to stay home and now your AC has to be on from morning to night making your electricity bill $350. Like, I'm tired of spending money, and I don't know if that sounds ridiculous, because it's not like anyone's putting a gun to your head and saying, spend all this money, but please, send help. Why is life so expensive?
It's not expensive. You just want the modern convenience of everything. My electricity bill growing up was nothing because my parents did not use electricity. Lights weren't left on. AC was never used. Never used. It was just fans. And I just melted my balls off when I was younger. It is what it is.
Please pardon my very puffy eyes. I am extremely exhausted because I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take my kids to school. I'm a 40-year-old mother making close to six figures, but not quite. I'm living in the same neighborhood that I grew up in. Same neighborhood. I have to wake up at the crack of dawn at 5 in the morning and drive them across town, about 15 miles away from my house, to give my kids a fighting chance and an opportunity so that they can go to a good quality school. I wake up at 5 in the morning.
I wake up at 5 every day. Shut the fuck up.
Do not tell me that we have it easier, because there's no good quality jobs where I live, because all the good jobs are in the heart of Miami, the center, where it's more expensive to live. Not more expensive, impossible to live. There's no jobs, there's no good schools, so we're so far in the outskirts that I have to go to work looking like this and have people ask me, why do you have these? Why do you think? What do you think? And it's like every day there's something. Like, rarely do I get to just come home. And by the time I get home and it's dinner, dishes, sometimes I can't even get to that. By the time I go to bed, I'm lucky if I get 5 hours of sleep. To wake up the very next day and do it all over again. And
that's one thing about me, at least. I try to sleep around 9 or 10. So I try to get my 8 hours in.
Put it on repeat for weeks, months, years, with 2 weeks of vacation.
So she's complaining about how difficult it is to raise 2 kids by herself. And here's my question. Where is her husband? Okay, maybe she's very strong and she doesn't need a man. Or maybe she's divorced, I don't know. Okay, let's assume that she's divorced and she doesn't need a man. Okay, cool. But where is their father? Or their fathers, plural? Because those kids could be from different men. And somebody might say, oh, their father is a deadbeat. To which I would reply, well, she picked them. She should have picked a better man for her children. You see, this is what I hate. After women make bad decisions, and when things get tough, they always cry for help. She was strong and independent before having those kids. Why isn't she strong and independent now? Why is she complaining to strangers on TikTok? Yep. Ladies, you can't have it both ways. If you are strong and independent and you don't need a man, don't cry for help.
I mean, how many times do you hear masculine men bitch about anything? Not often.
I remember coming out of college and being like, oh my gosh, this is the brokest I'm ever gonna be or feel. Like, it only goes up from here, right?
Why does everybody think that? Life is full of ups and downs. It's called squats. Get to it.
It's been now 5 years since I graduated. I was wrong. This is the brokest I've ever been. I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life. And I just want to be real about it, because I don't know if everyone is just faking it or I'm not seeing people talk about this, but like, it needs to be talked about. Every part of me is constantly stressed, and I'm trying my best. I seriously could cry right now. I'm really trying my best to hold it together, but it's hard out here, and people aren't talking about it. People aren't talking about how hard it is to just stay afloat, and to find a new job is, don't even get me started on the job market. Don't even, because every job you try to apply for, even entry-level positions, seem like they're out of my league, even though I've been in the workforce for over 5 years now. I just don't know what else to do.
We saw the office had like put like a huge paper saying like, you haven't paid rent, this is the amount that you owe and stuff, and like it was hard not to see. And then like 3 days later we saw like a vacate notice, and it was so sad today. I don't know where we're gonna live. I don't know what to do because we have debt with housing, and it honestly, it was just like so sad to me. It was like the saddest thing ever. And so I was just like having a moment about it.
Again, guys, I know economy is bad. Everybody's struggling. But we're not strong and independent like these ladies are. We've never said we didn't need no man. That's the problem I always have with these women. They come online, cry, looking for sympathy, and even begging for money. We don't get this privilege. Men don't get this. Men actually get told, shut the fuck up, get to it. I'm going to say the same thing to you ladies. Please accept them below. I really appreciate it. Good shit.